Hello everyone, today our topic is how to automatically remove user from Google Sheets on Shopify Refund. So here our objective is that whenever we get a new refund in our Shopify account, then we want to find that order details in our Google Sheet first, and then we want to delete that row from our Google Sheet automatically. For that, we will create an integration between Shopify and Google Sheets. For creating this integration, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, we are going to use Trigger and Action. In Trigger application, we are going to use Shopify. In Action application, we are going to use Google Sheets. So how I am going to create this integration? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen. And today we are working with Shopify and Google Sheets. So here I'll go to orders. And in this, we have so many orders. And I have created a Google Sheet for these order details of a particular product, which is PHP course for beginners. Now here our objective is that whenever a refund of an order is get initiated in Shopify, then we want to use these details of the refund and we will find that order in our Google Sheet and we will delete that row from our order sheets. And we want this to happen automatically so that it will save our time and energy. So for this, we will create an integration between Shopify and Google Sheet. For that, I will open a new tab and search for pabbly.com. And this will take us to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly, you can just sign up for free and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get hundreds of tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in. And you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers. And here we are going to use Pabbly Connect. For that, I'm going to click here on Access Now button under Pabbly Connect. And this will take us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here, this is the workflow section and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. And now we want to create a new workflow. For that, I will click here on Create Workflow button. And this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow. So I will name it as my objective, which is to automatically remove user from Google Sheets on Shopify Refund. And I will select the folder where I want to save my workflow. So I will select Home and I will click on Create. And this will take us to this most important step of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, Trigger and Action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And Trigger says when this happens, Action says do this. So Trigger will be the first step that will get executed in our workflow and Action will just follow that. So we will set up our Trigger first. And here my Trigger application will be Shopify. I will search for that. I will select this. Now I have to give a trigger event. So for that, I will open this tab. And new refund will be my trigger event. So I'm going to select this. Now I have to connect Shopify with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to use webhook URL, which is going to work as a bridge between Shopify and Pabbly Connect. And to connect these two accounts, I need to follow all this instruction. So first I'm going to copy this webhook URL. And I will go back to Shopify. Here I will go to settings. In settings, I will find this notification settings. In this, I'm going to scroll down and I will find this webhook settings. Here, I'm going to create a webhook. So I'll click here on create webhook. Now I will select my event, which will be refund create and my format will be JSON. And I'm going to paste that webhook URL here that we have copied from Pabbly Connect. And in the webhook API version, I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to select the latest version and I will click on save. So I have created my webhook here. Now I will close this. I will go back to Pabbly Connect. And in this, we can see it is waiting for webhook response. Now to get this response, I have to initiate a refund. So for that, let's go back to Shopify. And here we have these orders. So I'm going to refund this particular order. I'll open this. So this is the order of PHP course for beginners. So I'm going to click on refund and I have updated my refund. So I'm going to click on refund. So my refund is successful. I have initiated this refund. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see we have received this response. So my refund is successful. And we got this details. So this is the name of the user, Tokyo John. And this is the amount of the refund, which is 100 rupees. This is the product, which is PHP course for beginners. And in this, we have this order ID. So this is the order ID that we are going to use. And this is the thing that we are going to use further to find the user in our Google Sheet. So these are the details of my refunded order. Now what we want is we want to find this user in our Google Sheet. So for that, we will set up an action, and in action step, I'm going to open this tab and I will search for my action application, which is Google Sheets. I will select this. Now I have to give an action event. So in this, I'm going to select this lookup spreadsheet row, which will be my action event. Now by this, I'm going to search that user by using the order ID in the Google Sheet. So I will connect my Google Sheet. I will click on add new connection and I will sign in with Google. I will click on allow to give access to my account. And my connection is successful. And here we have these details. So for this, first let's go to Google Sheet. And this is my Google Sheet, and I'm using this spreadsheet, which is named as Shopify orders, and we are using sheet 1, and we have these columns here. So I'm going to map these details in Pabbly Connect. So my spreadsheet is Shopify orders, and we are using sheet 1, and we have this lookup column. Now let's go back to Google Sheet. And here in the column B, we have this order ID. So we are going to use this column for lookup column. Now we will go back to Pabbly Connect and I will type B here. Now I have to give my lookup value. So for that, I'm going to map that value here. And for that, I'm going to use mapping here. So what mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous steps, and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I'll click here. I will open the response and I will map my order ID. So this is my order ID. So my order ID will be my lookup value, and my lookup column is column B. So what this is going to do is, this is going to find this order ID in the column B, and then it will give all the details of that row if it finds this order ID in my particular spreadsheet. So I will click on save and send test to kill button. And here we can see we have the response. So my customer name is Tokyo John. This is the order ID, and the email is tokyo990@pabblytudes.com. Address is random street. Pin code is this. City is Bhopal, and this is the random phone number. And the product is PHP course for beginners. And the row index is 3. Now to check this, let's go to Google Sheet. And here we have this row 3. In this, the customer name is Tokyo John. Order ID is this. Email is tokyo990@pabblytudes.com. Address is random street. Pin code is this. City is Bhopal. And this is the random phone number. And the product is PHP course for beginners. So these are the same details that we just saw in our response for the lookup value. Now we want to delete this row automatically. So let's go back to Pabbly Connect. Now what we want to do is we want to delete this row from our spreadsheet because we have initiated refund for this order. So we want to remove this from our spreadsheet. So for that, we are going to use this row index. So now I will add another action step. I'll click here on add action step. Here, I'm going to search for my action application, which is Google Sheets. I'll select this. Now I have to give an action event. So I'll open this tab, and delete rows will be my action event. So I'll select this and I will connect Google Sheet. I will use the existing connection because I've already logged in my Google Sheet. So I'll click on save. Now I have to select my spreadsheet. So I'll open this, and Shopify order is my spreadsheet. So I'm going to select that. Now we have two details here, start row number and end row number. So for these details, we got row index of our user, but here it says, enter the starting row number to delete in the spreadsheet. Note that the deletion will start from the row immediately following the specified start row. For example, if you enter 1 as the start row number, it will delete rows 2 and beyond. Now here, what it means is that my start row will be the one row behind the row that I want to delete, And similarly, we have this note for the AND row, which says, please specify last row number to delete in the spreadsheet. This will delete all rows up to and including the specified row. For instance, if you enter 3 as the AND row number, all the rows until 3 will be deleted. Now here for the AND row, I have to give one row ahead of the row that I want to delete so that it will only delete the specified row. So here, for example, if my row index is 2, then for the start row, I have to give one row behind my row index, which will be 2 minus 1. And for the AND row, I have to give one row ahead of me, which will be 2 plus 1. So for this, I have to perform a mathematical operation. So before this step, I have to add another action step. So I'll click here. And here I'm going to use number formatter, which is a tool that Pabbly offers. So I'm going to search for that. I will click here. And I have to give an action event. So I'll open this tab. And perform math operation will be my action event. And I will connect this. Now here I have to give the numbers. So first I will do this for the start row. So for that I will open this. And I will open this response of Google Sheet. And I will find my row index. So I'm going to select this. Now what I want to do is I want to subtract one row from this for the start row. So I'm going to give a comma and I will type 1 here. And in the operation, I will select subtract. Now what this will do is it will subtract one row from my row index. So my row index is 3. So it's going to subtract 1 from it. So my start row will be 2. So I'm going to click on save and send test request button. So my result is 2. So this will be my start row. Now similarly, I will add another action step. I will follow the same procedure. Here my action application will be number formatter. I will select this. I have to give an action event. So I'll open this tab and perform math operation will be my action event. I will connect this. Now I will again select my row index. So I'll click here. I will open this response and this is my row index. And here I will give a comma and I will type 1. And for the AND row, I have to add one row ahead of my row index. So for that, I will use operation add. And here, what this will do is this will add one row in my row index and it will give me the required row. So I will click on save and send test request button. And this is my result, which is 4. So this is my AND row. And in the previous step, we got this start row, which is 2. Now I'm going to map these details in this last action step. Here we have this option of start row number. So I'm going to click here. So I'm going to open the response of number formatter and this is going to be my start row. So I'm going to map this. Now similarly, I will map my AND row. So this is my start row and this is my AND row. What this is going to do is it is going to delete the row between my start row and the AND row, which is row 3. So that is my required row. So I will click on save and send test request button. And we have the response. So this has deleted that row from my Google Sheet. Now to check this, let's go back to Google Sheets. And here we can see my row 3 is deleted from my Google Sheet. So in row 3, we have the details of the refund that we have initiated in our Shopify account. So here we can see our integration between Shopify and Google Sheet is working successfully. Now here what we are doing is that whenever we are refunding a new order in Shopify, then we are finding that order details in our Google Sheet. And after finding that order details, we are deleting that row from our Google Sheet. So let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we have created this integration between Shopify and Google Sheet such that whenever a new refund is initiated in Shopify, then we are finding that details in our Google Sheet and we are deleting that row from our Google Sheet automatically. So let's summarize what we did here. So first we have set up our trigger and my trigger application was Shopify and my trigger event was new refund. Then we have set up our action and my action application here is Google Sheet. My action event was lookup spreadsheet row 1. Then we have added another action step. In this we have used number formatter by Pabbly. So here we have performed math operation to get the required row index. Then we have set up our last action step and in this our action application was Google Sheet and our action event was delete row. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow, and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description so you can check it out from there. Thank you. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Pabbly Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabbly.com, or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabbly, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.